People always needed someone to fear whenever strange things happened. And in our village, that person was usually me. I sat alone beside the river behind our hut, skipping tiny stones across the dark water while the evening wind brushed through the tall grass. The sky burned orange above the trees, beautiful but uneasy. Even nature itself felt nervous. "You should stop hiding." I turned quickly. Nala stood behind me, carrying a basket of herbs on her back. "You walk like a ghost," I muttered. She smiled slightly before sitting beside me. For a moment, neither of us spoke. We simply listened to the river. Then she finally asked the question I had been avoiding all day. "What really happened last night?" My chest tightened. I stared at the water. "I heard something in the forest." Nala's expression changed immediately. "What kind of something?" I hesitated. How could I explain voices from beneath the earth without sounding mad? Before I could answer, loud laughter echoed from the village path. Jabari, of course. He approached with 4 other boys carrying sticks and hunting slings across their shoulders. "You disappeared early today, spirit boy," Jabari sneered. Nala rolled her eyes. "Leave him alone." But Jabari ignored her completely. Instead, he stared directly at me. "I heard you screaming in the forest last night." "I wasn't screaming." "Oh?" He smirked. "Then maybe the spirits were." The boys burst into laughter. I stood slowly. "I'm not in the mood today." "That's because you're afraid," Jabari replied instantly. His words struck harder than they should have. Because he was right. I was afraid, terrified, but I would rather die than let him see it. Jabari stepped closer. "Everybody says you speak to ghosts, so prove it." "I have nothing to prove. Men enter the forbidden forest tonight." Silence fell instantly. Even the wind seemed to pause. My stomach twisted. Nobody entered the forest after sunset. Nobody. Not hunters, not elders, not even the bravest warriors. The stories were older than the village itself. People vanished there. Some returned mad, others never returned at all. Nala immediately shook her head. "That's not funny." But Jabari grinned wider. "What's wrong? Afraid your spirit friends won't protect you?" The boys laughed. I tried to walk away. Then Jabari said the one thing that stopped me. "Maybe your father disappeared because he was a coward too." Everything inside me froze. Slowly, I turned around. The laughter faded from the boys' faces. Even Jabari realized he had gone too far. My fists tightened. "Don't talk about my father." "Why not?" he said, though his voice sounded less confident now. "Nobody even knows what happened to him." I stepped toward him. I said, "Don't." For a second, I thought he might back down. Then he smiled again. "Enter the forest tonight, or admit you're weak." The villagers nearby watched silently, waiting, judging, mocking. I hated them in that moment, all of them. The pity in their eyes, the fear, the whispers. Something dark stirred inside my chest. Before I realized it, the words left my mouth. "Fine." Nala grabbed my arm immediately. "Kofi, no!" But I pulled away. "I'll go." Night arrived too quickly. The forest stood beyond the village like a giant wall of darkness beneath the moonlight. children gathered near the edge carrying lanterns, some excited, some nervous, some already regretting coming. Jabari stood at the front pretending to be fearless, though I noticed how often he glanced toward the trees. Nobody crossed the boundary stones. Nobody, except me. The air near the forest felt colder than the rest of the village. The deeper shadows seemed alive somehow, watching, waiting. Nala stood beside me one final time. "You don't have to do this." "Yes, I do." "Why?" "Because I was tired. Tired of being weak, tired of being mocked, tired of being afraid." But before I could answer, a strange sound drifted from inside the forest. Whispering, soft, almost human. Several children stepped backward immediately. Jabari's face paled slightly. "You hear that?" one boy whispered nervously. The whispering grew louder. Not one voice, many voices, dozens, murmuring together beneath the trees. The wind suddenly stopped. The forest became completely still. And then, every lantern flame went out at once. Darkness swallowed everything. Children screamed instantly. Panic exploded near the forest edge. Some ran, others fell into the dirt trying to escape. But I remained frozen, because through the darkness, I saw them. Figures, tall black silhouettes standing silently between the trees, watching me. Only me. Then one of them slowly lifted its arm and pointed deeper into the forest. A whisper crawled into my ear. "Kofi." Another voice joined it. "Come to us." Then another. "We have waited." My breathing became shallow. My legs refused to move. The shadows began stepping closer, slowly, unnaturally. And somewhere deep inside the forest, something enormous growled. The sound shook the ground beneath my feet. Children fled screaming toward the village. Even Jabari ran.